The Fleet Mag Celebrity Corner with DJ Pink Diamond. Today's special guest, Melvin Riley.
All right, welcome to the Fleet Mag. I am DJ Pink Diamond. I am going to be interviewing you tonight, Mr. Riley, and I'd like to welcome you to our magazine, which is an online magazine, by the way. We will be getting printed copies, hopefully in the near future. So you'll be able to have a copy in your hands too. Yeah. But for right now, we're going into our 1 year anniversary with the Fleet DJs with this magazine. And we have done tremendous writings, articles. We have a celebrity section, rising artist section, and lots of celebrity news, you know. Okay. So anyway, when did you actually get into music? Because I've read your bio, but I want you to tell me and the audience, once they start reading it, when you actually got into the music industry.
Well, the actual industry, we signed with Universal MCA at the age of 19. Okay. So we kind of graduated from high school at 17, went into the studio and cut a demo tape. And from there, let some prominent people in Detroit, like the Electrifying Mojo, hear it. So by the time all that came around, we were like 19 years old. And that's when we entered the music industry. And I think that October, so I was just turning 19 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. So when you were growing up, who really inspired you to get to making all this good music that we know of?
You know, you got to come from some inspiration. You know, I've always said that. And when you come up listening to the Stevie Wonders, the George Clintons, the Michael Jacksons, the Princes, that influences you because that's that homegrown good music. And it kind of just goes through your veins. If you're a musician, you're influenced, you know, subconsciously by a lot of different artists. And that's that era of great music. But even before that, my family is from Clarksdale, Mississippi, where the blues is born. And so I grew up listening to blues, and those type of influences had stuck with me my entire career.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your creative process when you are writing music, even performing your songs. Give me your creative process.
You know, when I'm recording, developing, or producing a song, it's about the music with me. The music has to be the first thing that I'm feeling. Like if the music does not grab me, it's kind of hard for me to write to something I'm not feeling. And so my process starts with the music, creating that background, creating that hot track. And when you got that hot track, you want to complement it with a great vocal arrangement, a great hook. So it comes in steps with me. Great music first, then vocal arrangement, and then put the lyrics. Because people got to hear, you know, they love great lyrics. So you got to give that its special, you know what I'm saying? It's special time to concentrate on them words.
That's right. Because, I can't sing, but hey, whenever I like a song, love a song, I definitely be listening to those lyrics. Yeah. And then it could be something that you may have said or another person have said that may have from the lyrics that that sound like me, you know. I might be going through something that you just put together on your track. So I definitely like that process.
Yeah.
Now,
that's the beauty of it.
When you were 19 and you were becoming an artist or a producer or a songwriter, right? Mm-hmm. All of us, we go through challenges in our lifetime, whatever we do, whether it's our 9-to-5 job or whatever we have, definitely, like for me, on the side. So what, or shall I say, have you had any challenges during your music career?
Oh yeah, the music industry itself is a challenge. The music industry itself is a different ball game altogether, but one key when things are challenging, and that can be touring. When we first went out on the road, they had us out for almost a year. It's challenging. We had never toured, but Oh Sheila and Tonight and Deep Inside, they blew up kind of fast. So it kind of challenged us to go on the road quicker than we were ready. But once we were on there, it was a non-slate. It was something to get used to. And that was definitely challenging. But as well as that, you got to be a smart person in this business, because if you don't learn this business soon enough, somebody will take advantage of you and you will have challenges.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did your parents feel about you going on this 1 year tour and you was just 19?
It was something new. I was in college. So
Okay.
quitting college to pursue this career, was definitely something my parents, two school teachers at that. And they're like, okay, well, I hope, but we kind of blew up so quick that they kind of said, wait a minute, maybe something's really going on here. So they were okay with me going out on the road because they knew we had hit songs out. And then from there, every other year was just months and months of touring. And that touring it can be rough, very rough.
I do want to ask this question. When you guys, because you guys started so young, how did you deal with the groupies, the fans? How did you deal with that?
Well, being a young man, of course, women are the motivation. So, we truly enjoyed ourselves growing up, and we had real fans though back then. You know how today is kind of, I don't know, some of the younger audiences with the younger groups, they kind of seem like they don't embrace them as much as they should. They
Right.
kind of, back in, I think, in the 80s and 90s, the fans really loved you, real fanfare. And it was a blessing, and it still is a blessing because we still got those fans today.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm still a fan. Because all the songs after I realized who you were, I was like, oh well, I know those songs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
grew up on those songs. I was
Mhm.
always could be sitting around, might have had a bad relationship, back in them days, and I'm like listening to certain artist songs. I had my favorites of songs
Right,
because
right.
I grew up listening to saying Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. You got it's a ton of y'all from
Real
back in
ones,
the
too.
day.
Real ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real musicians.
Right.
I can't say
Yeah.
what's going on in today's world, but anyway, yeah. So I know sometimes fans can kind of be challenging too because you never know. Well, in this day and time, you have to be careful, like when you're touring, when you're out
Yeah.
and about and stuff like that. Did you have any issues when y'all were like that, like just popping up somewhere and then you get rushed by a group of women?
Oh, yeah. That's all. That was that whole 80s and 90s. I was on tour in Chicago, and me and my security went over to check out the rest of the show. And we figured it wouldn't be a big deal. So we walked out. This concert was over. We were walking stage, and it took about three people to notice it was me. And when you say the whole stadium chased us back across to the hotel,
See,
that's the hardest. But we didn't really think it would be a situation. We just went to the concert afterwards and walked back to the hotel. It just a few fans made it bigger and made it even bigger. And that was the first time I really was like concerned. Because if you got a
right,
whole, what is a coliseum of people and everybody just going nuts. But this
right,
was at the height of our career.
right. Okay. So that leads me to the next question.
Mhm.
You grew up in the 80s, 90s performing. We're in the latter part of the 2000s, right?
Right.
How do you feel about social media impacting the music business?
I mean, social media is a way that everybody is getting their music heard. So I can't really say anything negative other than the way that it's being used outside of being productive. But for
Hmm.
recording artists that want to get that music out there, they might be independent at this point in time. Hey, use social media, get your audience engaged, let them know what it is. And it's a great spot. As far as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it's a platform that artists can say, hey, love me or like me or hate me, but at least you getting your music heard or giving it the opportunity.
Yeah. I've noticed since I've been with the Fleet DJs, I've been with them for about 3 years. So I've been noticing now a lot of legendary artists from the
Yo,
80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, they are coming back
oh yeah,
with music,
right.
lots of good music, like
Yes,
we really have never left, you know.
right.
Um, Now with you coming back, or shall I say, I don't know if you ever left and then came back, but
Trump.
during the time when you guys were young, right? Did you ever think the future would lead into something different like it did in the past?
Well, I kind of figured it was go at an age, you get lost in the mix because the new music is out and you've had your success. Well, that used to be back in the 70s. You had your Lou Rawlses or your Isaac Hayes or your Marvin Gayes where they would go down like this and never quite get back up there because of the way music was changing. And what the weird part it is for myself, New Edition, Charlie Wilson, is that we've done like this, we've done this, and now we're relevant. Now everybody wants to hear that real music in. They want to hear real vocals. They want to hear real men singing to women.
Right.
And we kind of got away from that for a while, but I can't blame the artists so much as the executives. You got to make sure that you keep that R&B pumping, even though the music is changing. People always want good music, and I believe that's why the Charlie Wilsons are able to come back and do what he does.
Yeah, I've interviewed a lot of different celebrity artists that are legends.
Yeah.
And I actually just recently I hung out with one from the early 2000s, and then I hung out with, or I met, shall I say, the group. You remember the Goody Mob? I met
Yeah.
them last year.
Okay.
And I met Jay Holiday and hung out with Jay Holiday because he was from the early 2000s.
Right.
But
Right.
I would love to go back and say, okay, here's my artists from the 80s era, the 90s era. Love to see everybody get on the stage again if they're still alive. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Exactly.
I'm really glad people are coming back or even bringing us back, whether if you left or not left, but bringing us some more music that is called timeless music.
Yes.
You
I
know,
appreciate
that's
that.
what I grew up on. People are always saying, "Why do you like to play throwbacks? Throwbacks the best music."
Even my daughter, she's 27 and my son is 33, and I catch them listening to 80s and 90s music because that's that real deal.
It's definitely good. Now we in 2024.
Mhm.
You got some new music out. Um, is there any particular artists that you would like to collaborate with and why?
Actually, it's a lot of young guys out here that, even women, Kelly Price, Stokes.
That's my sorority sister, by the way.
Okay, yeah, those real vocals, Fantasia, Chris Brown. So,
Okay.
I like these artists because they remind me of real deal,
You
real
actually
deal.
some good. Those are actually some good artists for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, that's the real deal.
Okay. Do you have any plans on taking this music that you've gotten now to do any like city to city, state to state kind of appearances, or tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I've already been out on the road this year. We did Vegas. We just got back from San Diego. It's Melvin Riley and Ready for the World. I'm touring under.
Hmm.
And we have OKC coming up, and we have Daytona Beach. So I've always continued to tour and do the Ready for the World thing. The majority of the Ready for the World catalog I wrote, sang. So I kind of continue to do that with my live shows now, is doing Melvin Riley and Ready for the World, and then throw in some of my new material.
Okay, so I didn't hear nothing about the East Coast, like
And
DC,
it's a strange thing.
Virginia.
The East, yeah, the East Coast was kind of a challenge for us when you mentioned challenges earlier, and we sold a lot of albums there, but it seems as though things went on with our record company that didn't promote Ready for the World as much as they should have in the East, the Far East. And it
Right.
kind of, when Gerald Busby left, the promotion and marketing just kind of changed. So I think the promotion just was not as heavy when you get out to Virginia and DC, they appreciate the songs, but Ready for the World was never that hellified, promoted that way when Gerald Busby left.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all got to change that. We
Oh,
want.
yeah. Well, when the record companies and you get new executives that step in, not everyone has that same talent. And so you have, yeah, it's about, radio play and that whole nine. And when the personnel changes at your record company, it can definitely change the dynamics of what's going on.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If you weren't into the music industry, right?
Hmm.
What other type of career would you have had?
Probably went into communications, probably would be a television host of something, because I did go to college for that, communication, radio and television. So I'm one of those people that usually, if I go after it, I'm gonna get it. And if music wouldn't have worked out, that's probably what I would have been.
Okay. I wish I could sing. I just definitely can't sing. But I can play musical instruments, but
But there you go.
I
Okay.
play trumpet, French horn, but when it comes to singing, I don't have that part.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
I
all
be
got our
singing in
gift.
the car. I be singing in the car. Everybody be singing in the
Oh
car.
yeah.
Right.
Well, we all got our gift, so it's all good.
Yes, most definitely. So here's another important question. How do you balance your life, your family life, by being an entertainer?
When I was younger, not ever being home as much, it really wasn't a lot to balance, even up into the 30s, if you're on the road and you know, but when you start having children, then you gotta change some things around if you want to be there,
Right.
So instead of being on the road 4 nights a week, when you start having children, you balance it by saying, yeah, I could do 3 or 4 a week, but I got kids now, so let's just do 2 shows a week or something like that. But
Mhm.
it's really nothing to change so much as you having to make your priorities what they're supposed to be. And, quite frankly, when you start having a family, that is the priority. So it wasn't so much a balancing act for me as you have to say what it is it's going to be for you and your family.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And we all have our favorite artists, right? So who are your top five favorite? I mean, it could be anybody from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Who are your five favorite artists?
Well, I would have to say Stevie Wonder,
Okay.
Prince,
Okay.
George Clinton,
Okay.
Michael Jackson. Uh, mm,
Dang, I wish Michael Jackson and Prince was still living.
a phenomenal.
I
A
know.
Gladys Knight,
Oh, yes. She
Gladys
got,
Knight,
she's,
and probably Aretha Franklin.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
So, some heavy hitters. I had to put Whitney in there, but you said six, but Whitney's in there for sure.
Yeah, she's good. She's definitely good. Tell me a little bit about Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy is one of those play on words. I've always been a storyteller, with the song Girl Tonight and Let Me Love You Down and those type of things. I have to sing about something. And over the past 25 years, women just haven't been sang to like that.
No.
For a guy to tell her, baby, I got you. I put it
Right.
in a comical form of a sugar daddy, but over the past 25 years, we got to get back to singing to these women the way that they got to be sang too. And so sugar daddy, even though it's kind of the swaggy part, but it's really telling a woman, hey, listen, I got your back. I ain't going there with all the this, that, and the other, a real man. And that's where sugar daddy comes in.
That's funny. You know what? I was just telling my friend Monday, really need me a sugar daddy. I told him, I said, I don't want no real old
Right,
head.
right,
I
right.
just need a little bit older than me, just a tad bit, because
There you go.
I'm in the up in the age group too. I ain't even gonna say my age on this, but I'm like, he be laughing at me. He's like, why do you need a sugar daddy? I'm like, hey, I just need one.
Just need one.
I need one.
The modern day sugar daddy.
modern day sugar daddy. I'm a single woman. I'm like, yeah, I need me a sugar daddy. The song is great.
Thank
Your
you.
voice still sounds like you still like 19, 20 years old. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
It's a good song for sure.
Thank
Um, so with your new, have you done like a new album or you got an album coming out? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I right now just signed my distribution deal about a year and a half ago with
Mhm.
Universal again. So we're
Okay.
going to be putting out music probably every 3 months. And at
Okay.
some point, I'm going to do either an EP with about 6 songs on it, or I'm going to do a 10 song album.
Okay.
So we have the songs enough now. So I would say by the end of next month, I'll probably be wrapping everything up to see if we're going to come with an album or an EP.
I'm interested
Congratulations.
in trying to see when you're gonna get that tour right on this East Coast side because
I
I would like
know.
to see some of those places a little bit too far. I'm not trying to get on a plane. If I could drive to you, I'll definitely come support you and see you. But definitely want to keep me posted on like any tours this way over here. Let us know because we have the Virginia, the Maryland, the DC, even North Carolina. I'm trying to think of all the places that are close,
Hmm.
that I can get people to come out to, your event and stuff like that. Are you doing anything in North Carolina?
No, we haven't. Well, we were in there, I think about 4 years ago. I was in North Carolina. But what I'll usually do, if anybody wants to find out any information as well, come to IamMelvinRiley.com.
Okay.
Um, so on the website, again, melvinriley.com. And then on Facebook, it's Melvin Riley.
Okay.
And on Instagram, it's IamMelvinRiley.com.
I think I friended you today or yesterday.
Okay,
So,
I'll have to make sure, yeah, because some of it I control and some of it I don't. So sometimes,
uh,
yeah, people will
uh,
request that, yeah. But yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna have to look out for that one.
mm-hmm. Um,
Definitely.
Let me ask you this. What advice could you give somebody that is coming into the music industry now that could be an R&B artist?
I think first identify if you really got the talent. It's a lot of guys want to go to the pro football or pro basketball, and some make it and some don't. And you got to be real with yourself. And if you that fire that you believe you are, don't let nothing stop you. You got to go in the studio and put that work in. And now it's a lot easier being heard than it was when we first started because you got social media. And I think you just got to keep plugging away at letting people hear your music. And on any platform that you can have them on, put it on there. And you just never know what might happen.
I still like the old school way. I
Yeah.
when I used to work grow up, it was good to go into a record store and buy the person's single or the album because we get to keep those, forever. But
Mhm.
now only thing we can do is just buy the songs digital wise, but
Yeah.
we really don't have the artwork
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
hand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm from the old school. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
But
I
that was
like
that's the
going
way
to
it
the
was.
record.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now everything is so press the button, listen, go to YouTube, listen.
Right.
It's just everything is so digitized everywhere. I'm just old school. I just like going to
Yeah.
records.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
No doubt.
Before I let you go, because I don't want to hold up too much of your time. Um, Also, I guess my last question to you. Um, Now, when you get ready to do these performances and these tours, do you have a special routine that you follow before you start doing these tours and these performances?
Yeah, it's called get back in that gym and get your wind. As you say, yeah, when you get older in the old school, when that road begins, you got to get back to running the miles and getting your wind up and just being aggressively in shape because it is a grueling task when you're going from plane to plane to back and forth. So you just got to make sure your wind. That's my routine. Make
Okay.
sure that wind is up and you're healthy and you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. For again, just can you let everybody know one more time how to contact you so that way we can start following your music, your new music, because we
Okay.
already know your old music because that's not going away. But for the new music, how can they contact you?
Well, just like I said, come to IamMelvinRiley.com. You know, we'll post our singles. Come to my Facebook page, which is Melvin Riley. And then my Instagram is I am Melvin Riley. So check it out. I'm on YouTube. The new video is out on YouTube, Spotify, and all the platforms. So we just cooking and getting it going. And never, hey, never left. It's just a matter of time.
Right, you're just bringing out some new music. That's all. That's all.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna see if I can email you or something so that way I'm on 12 radio stations as a DJ. One of them is a FM station in Tampa, Florida, and so I do the drive time home mix.
Oh,
so
there you go.
I'm gonna probably put together an R&B set. So I would like to get your music in an MP3 format, you know, service pack if I could get that. So that way, when I start adding your songs to the mix shows, then I'll be able to tag you on Instagram to let you tune in and listen to the radio station. Yeah.
And Sugar Daddy's a good drive home.
Oh yeah.
I'll make sure that you get the information when we get off and you just send me your information.
Okay, that's for sure. Yeah, because the station that I'm on in Tampa, Florida is WURK 96.3, and he's more I guess the program director loves the timeless music, the throwbacks that I play during that time. So it'd be nice to bring in some of the new, you know, the new music from the older artists or the legendary artists and whatever from there. But yeah, I'll be looking for some more music in 2 more months.
I'll make sure we get it to you.
All right, Mr. Melvin Riley, thank you again for sitting down, talking with DJ Pink Diamond, and definitely keep in touch, you know, because we definitely appreciate you as a musician. You know what I'm saying? And so I look forward in supporting more of your music. And as soon as I get off the Zoom call, I'm gonna send my friend Sugar Daddy video.
There you go.
See what he gonna say. I want to see. See what he got to say about that one.
Right.
But anyway, enjoy your summer. It looks like it's gonna be a nice summer, and hopefully I'll get to meet you. I'm not sure what you're doing on July 18th through the 22nd, but Fleet DJs, we're holding our 13th music conference in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
So if you are available, and once I get your information from Joe or whatever, let us know so that way we can count you in, or maybe you can sit on one of the panels. You never know.
Okay. I'll have to see what's up. All right. I appreciate that.
We be having some fun at those conferences. I know.
I went to the one in Jacksonville, Florida.
You did?
Yeah.
I was there. What year?
The one in Jacksonville was about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago.
I was there.
Yeah, I was there. With Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah. When we had the basketball game.
Yes. And
look, he was standing there after the game because his team won, right?
Yeah. I was the other coach.
Oh, you the other coach.
I was the other coach.
I did not see you. Why nobody didn't tell us this? So when he came over and he was about to take a picture with me, right? I was like, hold on. I know you short, but you know, you can't lay your head over here. And he just busted out laughing. But he gets on he's part of Fleet, so he gets on our Zoom calls and stuff. And I'm always loving to see him because you know what? He ain't even never changed all the many years. He still looks the same.
That's my guy. That's right. Yeah.
Well, you tell Emmanuel I said hello, and hopefully y'all can come to the conference. We just hope.
All right. Well, thanks for the invite. I may be at another one.
All right, then. So you have a great evening, and thanks once again. And I'm so honored that I met you, just so you know.
Thank you. A pleasure meeting you, sweetheart. Thank you.
All right. So you have a great evening, and I'll be chatting with you soon.
All right. Have a good evening.
For interviews, music news, and entertainment, go to thefleetmag.com.